Hi, Michelle here.
And Christine.
So now we're coming, we're talking to you from Paris, in the Tuileries Gardens, where there once was a palace that both Paradis and Dulon played at, but it's no longer here. I can't remember why it's not here, but I'll have to look that up. And so the gardens are still here. So we are in a place they were in, right, Chris? But
Yes, very exciting.
the place is not here anymore, but you know, it's the same place without the building. But we're not actually talking about that today because we're a little behind.
There's so much.
So much. This is my last day on this tour, and I'm leaving tomorrow at 11 something on this journey, I should say. And so we're going to try and catch up here before we forget anything. So we're going back a couple of nights to Friday night. Today is Tuesday, where we went to the Auersperg Palace to have a beautiful dinner and watch a show, a concert. And we've truly enjoyed it. We'll talk about it in a second. We'll talk about what we liked and whatever. And just to tell you, that is a place that Mozart, Haydn, and those guys, Gluck and whatever, performed at. Mozart performed that there when he was a kid. So, and lots of people went there. Lots of people to listen to music. So chances are our people, especially Paradis, would have been there to watch music. So that's why we made sure that we went there. What did you think of the place, Chris?
I thought it was so interesting in many ways. So it was a palace, a residence, and now it's a venue for a lot of different things. And so when you walk around, there's all these little rooms and other parts. It's not like a typical performance venue space. And for example, there's a library that you would particularly enjoy.
I'll put a picture up there right now of that. It's so cool.
Yeah, and the staff was amazing. They knew we were researching, so they let us into some places where the public doesn't usually get to go. But the thing for me that I enjoyed was that it's an old space, and you could go there to hear, music from 2.5 centuries ago. But also, there's rooms where they do DJ stuff and dance stuff, and there's a yoga studio and a Pilates class. There's Pilates classes, and so it's very much a vibrant, live, living space in Vienna that has been home to music for centuries. And that's when we started this, that was one of the things I said, is I want to find the places where music has been continuously enjoyed and shared in these old, the older cities, the cities that have had cultural lives for so much longer than our cities in North America. And that space definitely achieved that for me.
Definitely did. It was even a place for the resistance during the Second World War.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I think it was still inhabited by descendants of the original. So there were people still living there, and yes, it was
at that time. Yeah.
And and so that was a hub where some members of the resistance to Nazism worked from, and that's it. Once you hear that, you can't unhear it.
Exactly.
It just becomes part of its identity, which is very powerful and beautiful.
Oh, the sun's coming out. We have had the best weather, just as a little interjection here, since we came to Vienna. It's been warm. Chris and I have been in our short sleeves for most of the time, even though the people were covered up. It's like,
we look like Canadians.
Hardy Canadians. But today it's been raining.
Bundled,
it's cold.
rain, cold.
Yeah, we're cold.
Yeah, that's true.
But the sun just came out a little bit.
Very precious.
But it is cool that there's a yoga studio there and DJ stuff and Mozart,
It's all there.
So it's all there.
Yeah. The show was very much, as Michelle said, a show. And so it's very much meant for, not necessarily the classical music students or connoisseurs or experts, but very much for tourists, which, we are. And that's cool. So they've abbreviated some things and played the greatest hits, Vienna's greatest hits of the last 3 centuries, you might say. It
was fun. I mean, I thought the musicians were very good. They had a couple of dancers, 2 ballet dancers, who did a wonderful pantomime one to Alla Turca, Mozart's Alla Turca, and they just dancing around being silly and very fun. And they were called Mr. and Mrs. Mozart. And they had a soprano who I thought was very, very good. And it's something she did that you really like, Chris.
Yes. So one of the best parts about that concert was the intimacy. There was maybe, 200 people?
Yeah.
And so the audience is small, the ensemble is small, very intimate. And at the end, the soprano kind of came in amongst the people, and she started conducting and saying, you guys clap, and now you guys clap, and you guys clap quieter, and you guys, I don't know.
You're clapping on beat for the Radetzky March,
And so the reason I love that is I'm a sucker at any concert. I'm a sucker for audience involvement, people singing, people clapping, and you never ever get that at a classical show. Like, you don't even want to hum under your breath at a classical show, because that's the etiquette. You're respectful of other people's experience. But
Right.
she invited the crowd to participate in a way I've never experienced at a classical performance before. It really humanized it and brought it down to earth, down to the people in a way that really satisfied me.
It was fun. I agree. It was very fun.
Yeah.
That part of it. They did kind of take out a big part of Eine kleine Nachtmusik. So when they did that, and it's one of my favorite pieces. I mean, I know it's played all the time and everybody knows it, but it is beautiful. I'm like, okay, this is not a concert per se. This is a show.
show.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm like, where's that? Why are they there?
How could they do that?
Yeah, how could they?
Yeah.
But after that, like I said, the musicians were great and everything was fun. And we had a lovely dinner beforehand.
Oh, the dinner. Oh, my goodness.
So good.
Everything was top quality. The
Yeah,
staff
top
were
quality.
wonderful. The food was incredible. Everything was it was elegant and beautiful with in a Viennese way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were in the Gluck salon to eating. So Gluck is one of my favorite pieces was written by him, Minuet and Dance of Blessed Spirits, from an opera that he wrote. And so I'm like, oh, I'm really happy I'm in this room.
You're in the Gluck room.
Yeah. So it kind of like, but yeah, it was very cool, and I'm really glad we did that.
Yes, it was a highlight in a certain sense for me of just the culture in Vienna, what happens today culturally in Vienna. And so it's the mix of contemporary and historical,
Right.
and living side by side in a way that Europe has that we don't quite get in North America.
Exactly. And of course, being anywhere that Mozart or not Von, oh my gosh, Paradis or Haydn or any of those guys have been always really excites me, because
It's true.
I don't know, but it's exciting.
It's like they're alive, and I think you experience this too, that when you've studied them and read about them, they become alive in your
Yes.
mind, like an old friend that
Yeah.
isn't alive anymore, but that you know or knew. And so to be in their spaces has a special feeling
Right.
to it.
Well said.
Yeah.
So this is just a short little thing to tell you about that evening. We're going to come back shortly and tell you about some more things we did.
That's so many.
Yep. See you in a few minutes. Bye. A few minutes for us.